Sharing with you in this video how to be consistent at anything to achieve your goals faster. And so this video is going to go into something much deeper than what most people are going to tell you. What most people are going to tell you is they're going to give you sort of like a surface level explanation of what it means to be consistent. So what they're going to tell you is that to be consistent just means to do something specific on a very frequent basis. And although that's a big part of consistency, what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video is something much more nuanced and much deeper than, again, just doing things on a frequent basis. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to actually do this, how to actually be consistent at anything to achieve your goals faster, is to understand that consistency, part of becoming a person that is able to do specific things on a very frequent basis, is to understand that really it's about your state of being. Your state of being is going to be a huge part of becoming the kind of person that is able to do specific tasks on a very frequent basis. If you want to become that kind of person, it's not just going to be forcing your way into doing it. Willpower and willingness is a big part of getting results in your life. Sometimes it's not about how you feel. It's not about your state of being at all. It's just about how willing you are to learn and to do something. But really what I've come to realize is that to become a willing person, if you want to become a person that has the ability to do things on will, it really is about prioritizing and valuing your state of being above anything else. So it's very easy, so to speak, to become sort of like comfortable with just wanting money over how you feel, or wanting a relationship over how you feel, or wanting a specific kind of thing to happen in your life, again, over how you feel. But what I really believe is that if you investigate this and live into this, what will happen is that you'll simply remember the truth, which is that what we all care about most is to prioritize and value our state of being and our state of consciousness. Now, what I believe is that ironically, when we value our state of consciousness and we value our state of being, we sort of just naturally become the kind of person that just is consistent at anything that you do, or you're more likely to be consistent at just whatever it is that you do. And so why is this the case? This is the case because you start to unlock something a lot deeper within yourself when you care about how you actually feel in your life and the place that you're coming from in terms of how you're actually doing things, not just what you're doing and the results that you're getting. Oftentimes it's about how you're doing stuff, which is going to help you to get better results in your life that you otherwise wouldn't be able to if you're only caught up in the external results that are happening in your life. And so again, another thing that's really powerful for me in this process is the second thing that I want to share with you in this video, which is bringing it all back together with, it's not just your feelings, and at the end of the day, there's something much deeper as well, which is that you have to develop a long-term vision here. So again, as I share in a lot of the videos that I post, it's really a balance of both intention and setting an intention on what it is that you want, but then also surrendering completely into that intention. And if you want to surrender into something, if you want to have something to surrender into, you have to develop a vision. So I'm not forcing you to develop a vision, and I'm not asking you to necessarily develop a vision in this video. But what I'm saying is that if you do develop a long-term vision, what begins to happen is that you start to prep yourself to be able to do stuff long-term. And it's very important to just have that mentality of knowing what it is that you want. Oftentimes 90% of success is just showing up at what you do. But if you want to be able to show up, you actually have to have a plan. In my personal experience and in my personal belief is that there has to be a plan. If there's no plan, if things just happen on pure spontaneity and pure just randomness and chaos, what happens is that you just oftentimes don't become the person that's consistent enough to actually achieve what it is that you want to achieve, because you're hopping from one thing to the next thing and then to the next, and then you don't really get anything done. But if you have the willingness and the consciousness and the focus to do one thing at a time, not that you can't do multiple different things in your life, but if you just do one thing at a time, moment to moment, you start to just be consistent in everything that you do. And so the final thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to actually be consistent to achieve your goals faster and whatever it is that you want to create is to sort of understand that you want to be coming from a space of having almost like a creator mindset, a creation mindset. So what does this mean? This means trusting in your visualizations and what you believe to be true for you intuitively. And so that sounds a little woo-woo, but this is really about trusting yourself, having enough self-trust to take moment-to-moment action towards what you know you have to do to get the result. Because think about it, like you know, again, exactly what you have to do to get what you want. We just don't give ourselves enough credit for the creativity within us that we sort of just know what to do. We just sort of feel what to do. It's really the truth. The truth is that whatever it is that you want to create in your life, you have a knowing within yourself to do what you have to do. And what is knowing? Knowing is not really thinking, but it is something you can just feel. But at the same time though, if you feel into it deeply enough, it can also include thoughts. It can include visualizations. So it's about trusting in the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions and your intuition and what feels right to you, and then just doing that on an extremely consistent basis and trusting in that fearlessly and relentlessly. That's what it really means to be consistent at all. To be sort of a person that has a consistent energy is to be a person that lives from a creative mindset. You absolutely cannot be a victim in your life if you want to be consistent. If you want to be a consistent person. A victim mentality, a complaining mentality is never going to help you to be consistent. To be consistent, you have to surrender your ego, surrender your false self, and then become your true self and who you actually are. Who you actually are beyond just your ego. Your true creative power has to be unlocked. That's what's going to help you to become a consistent person, is to step into your creativity. You have to unlock the creative potential within yourself to be consistent. And the way that you do this is to live from a space of truth, not from a space of just belief. Belief is, good. You can believe in yourself, but you have to live in alignment with what is true. Positive self-talk is good. What is even more powerful oftentimes is realistic self-talk. I might not have what I want right now, but I know that I can achieve it, and I know that if I take action every single day, I'm probably going to get it. That's good. I can't control the revenue in my business, but I can control taking action every single day. That's good. This is the kind of talk you have to have. What feels realistic to you? What feels not just positive to you and good in your mind, but what actually feels and resonates positively with your soul, with your heart, with the entirety of your whole being. What resonates with that? That's what you have to trust in, is that sort of positive, intuitive feeling within yourself where you just know the answer already. The answer might come to you in the form of a mentor. It might come to you in the form of a book. You might find it on Google. You might find it somewhere else. But nonetheless, though, you trust that ultimately speaking, all of these things are just permission slips that you're choosing to sort of accept as the answer through that form. But in reality, you already have the answer within yourself, and it's just confirming to you what you already knew on some deep level within yourself. That's what it means to be in the creator mindset. So really, if you want to be consistent, I highly recommend that you notice every single time you're being a victim. And then to just stop it immediately and then take ownership, take accountability, take responsibility in that moment after. But first, before you take responsibility, take accountability for what you just did by being a victim. And then simply be responsible in that moment instead. Being a victim means that you chose to not be responsible for your present moment, and that in that moment you were giving away your power. Take it back, be responsible again. Start being accountable for the results of your actions, and then understand that whatever happens to you is not within your control. You can be responsible in the sense that you can respond to what's happening rather than just react unconsciously. So this is what it really means to be consistent, is to start to come back into your creative power, and then to be the person that you know you can be consciously, rather than just things sort of happening by themselves without your conscious input as you actually do them.